We're going to start with Leeds United because I think, a bit like yourself, I'm a little bit bored and tired of the Leeds loving that many within the sports media where we work seem to have attached themselves to this idea that Leeds can do no wrong and Bielsa and all that. A really bad defeat today for Leeds, 1-0 at home to Brighton. I say really bad because if you're losing to Brighton at home, that's not particularly good. In your view, what went wrong today? And is this, I said at the start there, have they peaked? Are we starting to see now what some people were suggesting at the start of the season would happen, and that the energy and all the enthusiasm that they were having under Bielsa ball, we're seeing that now starting to, the balloon's draining a little bit now?
I said this early on in the season. I said that teams will find them out, and that's exactly what's happening now. Brighton went there with a game plan today. Let's be aggressive. Let's work as hard as them. And we've got probably better players and we'll get a result. And that's what they did today, Brighton. And other teams will start to do that against Leeds now. And today, Leeds look flat. They look tired. I've never seen Bamford and Harrison so quiet in the game. They looked like they had no energy. And I think maybe Leeds need to try and rotate their team more. Get more players that are on the fringe, give them some more game time, because you can't keep playing the same players over and over again. How hard Leeds work in games, you can't do that. And I feel like you said, I feel that now pundits will start thinking, all right, maybe these pundits that weren't jumping on the bandwagon, all right, Leeds have had their time. Maybe they're coming down the hill now. They've gone up the hill, now they're coming down the hill where teams are going to find them out more, and they'll keep losing games now for me.
I'm not anti Leeds. I don't care. I'm not a Leeds fan. I don't care in that sense. But it felt weird to me that regardless of how the results they came out with, they were getting this universal, just blinded praise. I'm like, when they play well and they've done some good things, and they have done some good things this season, praise that, analyse that. But the games they've lost, where I don't think they should have lost, and they could have mixed up. And we know under Bielsa, he's got his way. They were still getting praise, and I just think to myself, what's going on here?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm the same as you. I've seen a game, for instance, they beat West Brom. They were outstanding. Yes, give them the praise. They were outstanding in that game. But then previous games before, they'd lose, and you're thinking to yourself, you're hearing the commentators, and they're saying, well, Leeds might have lost by a few goals today, but they were the better team. They flooded players forward, and every team can do that. Every team can go out there and throw players forward and lose 3 or 4-0. But they wouldn't get the same praise as Leeds. So I think it was just a new thing where Leeds are coming to the Premier League. They're throwing players forward against the top sides and everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. But now I'm sure there'll be a lot of pundits out there, commentators that'll be like, they have been found out now because they run over teams. Today, they got run over by Brighton and they were the weaker side today. From 1 to 11, and Brighton with a better team.
I want to try and get in one Leeds fan very quickly. We've got Connor here, who's a Leeds United supporter. I don't hear any excuses. I don't want to hear any kind of this and that. Just let me know what went wrong today, and are we starting to see the burnout under Bielsa? Good evening, Connor. Hi, Connor, are you there?
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, mate. What's going on? It's no goals now in 3 games, out of the cup. You've been beaten at home to Brighton today. Are we seeing Leeds? Have they peaked, or is there more still to come from this side?
I think we haven't peaked. I think there's still more to come. But like I said, Gabby said that we need to rotate and change his players. If you look at his bench, we haven't got the players to do that, and that's the issue. We have not got strength in depth. We can't change it really because they're all under 23s players who have got no experience, and as you've seen at Crawley, they just get outrun, they just get run over.
Do you think, Connor, that you need to go into a transfer window? Because to me today, watching that game, that was the first time this season that I've seen Leeds outworked in a game. The whole team looked tired. I don't know if you agree, but maybe the players need a bit of rotation. Maybe that's the only way that they can do it, is get a few transfers in.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they've got to do something because, like I say, you look at your bench and look at who's on the benches. I know you've got like your Hernandez and your Pavard who's on fringes, like I say, but then there's a few under 23s that they're not good enough for Premier League, and that's not against them. They're just not ready for the Premier League yet, and you need players who are ready and come on and make an impact. So yeah, I think they do need to come in and into transfer window and get a few players. But like, we've got Phillips missing today from a ban. You can't tell me that without Phillips, we're a totally different team.
That's I keep hearing this though. Whenever Phillips isn't available, and you can't rely on one player. You know that throughout a season, as the players can get injured, suspended, you have to have someone that can fill in, and maybe that's something you have to look in the transfer window. Because watching the midfield today, you got outrun. I mean, Struijk in there wasn't very good for me today, and I threw a name out there that you might agree with or not. Jesse Lingard, I feel like he could be a good addition to the Leeds squad. Get him on loan for 6 months. What do you think?
Jesse, I rate Jesse Lingard. I just think obviously it's fell out of favour at Man United, obviously, and I do rate him. He's a good player, but again, like going back to that Phillips role, he can't play that Phillips role, and that's the role that we need to fill. We need somebody who can, when Phillips is missing, that can come in and play that role. We've tried Struijk in there. He just can't do it. He can't spring the passes that Phillips can spring, and he can't read the play like Phillips can read. So we need somebody who can drop in